friendly and frank licensed immigration advisor. My name is Navya, and I'm back for my second round of the live session. For those of you who were unable to attend my last session, I'm basically the newest addition to the family of licensed immigration advisors. On 9th December of 2019, I was fortunate enough to be able to obtain my provisional license, which basically allows me to provide immigration advice under the supervision of a full licensed holder. And so as per the code of conduct, I'm required to show my license to you all before I delve further into the session. So this is my license, and my license number is 201-901-266. You can also verify this online from the Immigration Advisor Authority's website, which basically would have all my details regarding my licensing, my company details, and even my contact details. So yeah, at present, we basically have 5 licensed immigration advisors on the team. 2 of them are in New Zealand, 2 of us are in India, and 1 is present in Malaysia. So we do have a presence of LIs across a few countries. And at the moment, we are in the process of rolling out some more licensed immigration advisors. Some of our colleagues are all set to kind of jump onto the bandwagon of LIs. So yeah, basically that should show to you, our resolve and our commitment to provide you all of our clients, with up-to-date, factual and correct information, and advice that is kind of tailor-made for you all and most suited to meet your needs. So AJV is basically an education and migration consultancy that offers all our clients a plethora of services. So these live sessions too are in fact, made for all of our clients, as well as, basically our clients who may be having some hesitations, or they may have some pressing issues or concerns that, they would want us to resolve. So it's kind of like a channel of communication to them. And also, of course, to communicate with all the other people who are thinking about migrating to New Zealand, but, are apprehensive about it for some reason or the other. And it's kind of to just, give you a push to, move forward into the right direction, and just to reassure you that we are here to kind of help you out with all of our services. So for all those of you who do fall into that second category, let me assure you that you've come to the right place, because we have a very skilled team of counselors who are, more than proficient in different fields and areas, and would be really good at giving you the correct guidance. And they're also based in, different parts of India, so they're easily accessible to you, irrespective of the state that you're staying in. I do understand that, in a world replete full of options, choosing the right agency for yourself could be a tricky situation. So it's important for all of you to take an informed decision and to do your own research and accordingly decide which agency would be the best choice for you. Let me just see if my team is saying anything. Yeah. All right. Seems to be working fine. Yeah, so talking about choosing the right agency for yourself, basically, to understand more about our company and the different services that we offer, and the impact that we create on a day-to-day basis, I would encourage you all to visit our website, which is www.ajvglobal.com. You can also go through our Facebook page, which is actually, a platform for all our clients to communicate as well. And it has a lot of testimonials from our clients who've been very kind enough to share their journey with us. And it kind of would give you an insight onto, how much help we do provide to all of our clients. So hopefully that will convince you enough to join us and take our support as well to begin with your New Zealand journey. So to talk about what particularly sets us apart from other agencies is that we do provide all of our clients a lot of onshore support. We do have an office which is located in Hamilton, which is manned by a licensed immigration advisor, and we also do have an onshore support team present there. They cater to all our clients' needs. Basically, you can just walk into the office at any time and just chit chat, or if you're feeling homesick, and or ask them about any other questions pertaining to your course, or what your future plans are at that point. So yeah, we're pretty much easily accessible to you once you reach New Zealand. And other than that, we also provide comprehensive information to you, about different accommodation or travel options we do have a really strong AJV student network, and they're more than willing to share advice with each other. So, that's also one important factor that you should take into consideration, because most of the other agencies, just simply cut off the umbilical cord once your visa is approved, and then you're pretty much left to yourself. So we, on the other hand, do stick right by your side, while you complete the course and even after that. And we do help you out with, your post-study work visa in the future and any other visas which will ultimately help you attain residency, which is the goal for most people who do travel to New Zealand. So another advantage is that we do not charge for our services of sending admission applications or submitting visa applications for students, and that's another bonus factor that you should take into consideration. And also the fact that we have a team of LIs, we're able to process the visa applications for your family members as well. So you can travel along with your spouse or your children, and you don't have to really worry about that. This is an important thing to keep in mind, because a lot of agencies may claim to be able to give advice to you regarding your partner's application or your child's application, but they should not be doing so, because it is important for them to be licensed in order to provide immigration advice or represent or support such applications. So also for all of our AJV students, we do provide services for the post-study work visa free of charge. So that is definitely a huge added incentive. There's also free advice, throughout their stay period in New Zealand. Moreover, we're very well connected with colleges in New Zealand, ITPs, universities alike, and we also have a really good connection with Immigration New Zealand. I myself have worked at Immigration New Zealand. I was an immigration officer there. So we do really understand how Immigration New Zealand works. And, so that really helps when, we want to kind of expedite the offers from colleges or even expedite the visa processing at Immigration New Zealand. We do also have tie-ups with certain banks such as Credila to help you get education loans in case that appears to be a difficult aspect in the the visa processing time. So yeah, I think those are some of the many reasons why you should choose to work with AJV. And let me see if there are any questions yet. Okay, I do have a question here. Hello, I'm about to complete my degree, BS Aviation Management from Griffith University, Brisbane. Any scope of aviation for permanent residency in New Zealand? Hi, Atif. Thank you for your question. Okay, before I do start the session, one of the rules is that I would like for all of you to let us know if you're an AJV student or not, if you're an AJV client, if you're already working with us, or if you're in touch with us. Otherwise, I would request you to please leave your number as well, so that we can, after this session, connect with you and provide more detailed information. Because at this stage, we'll only be able to provide, generic information. So yeah, Atif, in fact, I've just been advised by one of my team members that the New Zealand aviation industry in 2016 is estimated at $9.7 billion by 2025. And even today, the job portal seek.co.nz, which is a famous job portal in New Zealand, has numerous job openings for this field. So having studied in Australia, you may want to visit the job portal and see if that could help you. Of course, getting permanent residence directly is not very easy. I'm not sure if you're thinking of pursuing a course in New Zealand or directly looking for a job, because as we have spoken about in previous sessions, directly finding a job in New Zealand can be a very tricky thing, especially if you're not, if you're not based in the country and you won't be able to appear for interviews, because naturally employers in New Zealand are more keen to, take on people for employment who are present in New Zealand on a valid work visa. So yeah, permanent residency is a step that comes in much later. You would need to decide whether you have to study first, or you want to find a job offer, which is, again, like I said, a little bit tricky. So please do leave in your number so that our team can connect with you and provide you further information around this. All right. No more questions for now. But talking about other general updates, basically immigration, we do kind of have an annual review of remuneration thresholds. When it comes to immigration instructions, this is basically in line with the change in the median salary. So from 24th February 2020, SMC, all the skilled migrant category applicants must be paid 25.50 New Zealand dollars per hour. That earlier used to be 25 New Zealand dollars per hour. So that would amount to approximately 53,040 New Zealand dollars per annum. So this is a slight change that has been made, which will come into effect from 24th February 2020. There's basically been a 2% increase. And what's going to happen is that the Immigration New Zealand will assess your application against the threshold which is in place at the time that your EOI, your expression of interest, is selected from the pool. So if your EOI is selected from the pool prior to 24th February 2020, then the old threshold will apply. But if it's picked out afterwards, then the new threshold will apply. Let me see if my team has anything else to add. Okay, yeah. So there are also talks about the minimum wage being increased. However, there's nothing, set in stone as of yet. The minimum wage was 17.70 New Zealand dollars at the moment, but it is set to increase around April to $18.90. But like I said, there's nothing set in stone yet. It's not concrete, and so we will keep you posted on that. Also, just to let you all know that applications for the January, February, March intake are being lodged in full force. So for all our clients who have already lodged their applications, I would request you to be patient and stay in touch with your visa officers, and we'll make sure that you're able to make it in time for your course. And for those of you who think that they might want to who might be interested in the March intake or even the April, May and June intake, then please do connect with us, because we'd be more than happy to start your process immediately. The current processing time frame for student visa applications is about 2 months, 1 or 2 months. And for university applications, however, the process is expedited. So we have had applications approved within as little as about 3-4 days, which is really amazing. But I think that also you can account for the fact that the files that we lodge are decision ready. We have a really good team of visa officers, so a shout out to them. They put in a lot of hard work in preparing the files in a way that it's really easy to decide those applications by the immigration officers. So I encourage you all who are keen to start off with the April, May, June intake or the July, August, September intake to get in touch with us so that we can start the process for you now. The sooner, the better. Any more questions? Okay, someone called Henry has said, how will I go to New Zealand and I'm not well educated? Okay, Henry, thanks for posting that. Of course, don't be disheartened. I'm not sure what your previous profile is like, but I'm sure we could figure something out for you if you are keen. So just drop in your number and we'll connect with you, and you can share your CV with us, and we can kind of go through what courses would be suitable for your kind of a profile. So yeah, there's nothing to be so disheartened or concerned about. Okay, Ramandeep has stated, hello ma'am, I'm an AJV client. I have opted for the Master of Construction Management in AUT, have already applied for visa with the help of AJV representative, now waiting for the visa to be granted. Anyways, of late I've observed that there are numerous students applying for the same course in various institutions in New Zealand. So my question is, has some kind of saturation already started creeping in or expected in upcoming years? Obviously, PR is the main goal, and that too has become difficult. So what are your thoughts on that? Hi, Ramandeep. Thanks for your question. So it's a really good course that you've selected, because construction management, this position is under the long-term skill shortage list. The fact that it says that it's in the long-term skill shortage list, that itself suggests that they expect a need for people under this profession from the long-term point of view, and it's not just a short-term shortage. So I don't think you should worry about the fact that there'll be a saturation anytime soon. These professionals in the construction industry are really sought after because there is a construction boom in New Zealand right now. So there's nothing to worry about. And, I'm sure you'll be able to ultimately find a skilled offer of employment, and we will help you out with your residence visa application as well. Okay, so Munna Solo has written, "Hi, ma'am. Can you please elaborate about NZ1025 form? Who can sponsor a student? Is it only siblings or partner? Because the question in that form, there are words relative, friends can also sponsor, I believe. Your advice on this, and what could be the visa approval rate in this process apart from siblings or partners?" Munna, can you please leave your number below? I'd request you to do that because, at the end of the day, we would also like some information from you before we can provide you with all of this information. I'll answer your question, but if you could just respond and just provide your number as well below. Okay, so Munna, all right, I've got a message from one of my team members, Nisha, that Munna is working with us. Okay, Munna, you're a client. That's great. Thank you for choosing to work with us. We are happy to have you on board. So in order to answer your question, there is a separate checklist for applicants who are lodging their application, basically Indian nationals, which is available on the Immigration New Zealand website. So while I do understand that, the form may say that relatives or friends can support you, the rules, however, for Indian applicants are slightly different. So they're a little more stringent, and basically the people who can sponsor you are, of course, you can sponsor yourself. But apart from that, your parents, your immediate siblings, your in-laws, and your spouse, as well as your grandparents. So these are the acceptable sponsors as per Immigration New Zealand for Indian nationals. I'm sure Sonia would be able to also provide you with this information. So do get in touch with her, and you can have the same chat with her as well. Just Kumar has written, "Hi, ma'am. I gave my number many times on live session, but nobody replied to me about partnership visa." Hi, Just. Thank you for writing to us. Team, please take note of Just's concern. Just, thank you for sharing your number, and we will definitely get in touch with you. We'll have someone from our team get in touch with you today itself. Just a second, let me see if our team. All right, so we have a message from Devika Raj. Devika Raj, could you please leave your number so that we can respond to your query? You asked what are the job opportunities for accountants right now, as my husband is planning to apply for partner work visa to New Zealand. Devika, if you could leave your number below or let us know if you're working with us. All right, Just, this is an update for you. One of my team members has said that she's noted your concern and will definitely contact you. All right. Okay, we've got another question from Ahmed Sheikh for doctors from Pakistan, how to proceed. Again, Ahmed Sheikh, could I please request you to just send your number? However, I will, briefly answer that. Basically, in order to practice as a doctor, you will need to be registered from the Medical Council of New Zealand, and that would require you to meet the different registration requirements. So you can visit their website and go through what the registration requirements for that are. Do connect with us as well so that we can contact you and guide you on the same. Um, and yes, you will have to also, one of the aspects of completing that registration is also to intern as a resident medical officer. So that's also one of the requirements that you will be needing to complete in order to be able to practice as a doctor. I'd request you to leave your number below so that we can provide you with some more detailed information around this. All right, we have a message. Just a second, let me check if my team has any further inputs. All right. Okay, I've been informed by Neha that she is working with Devika, all right? And she got, okay, you've got your student visa through another agent, all right. All right, Devika, in order to answer your question, once again, I've received some valuable inputs from Ruben, who's one of our counselors, very well versed with the New Zealand job market, as well as the different courses that are available. So yeah, he has told me that there is a memorandum of understanding between CPA Australia and New Zealand and ICAI. So if your husband does have good work experience and is a registered CA in India, then he should be able to find a job. Also, registration would be possible if he meets the requirements for work experience. I hope that answers your question, and thanks, Ruben, for that information. Okay, I have another question from Dilpreet Dakhar. Are you dealing with Canada spouse visa also? Dilpreet, at this stage, we are not. We only deal with visa applications for New Zealand. However, I feel that you should definitely consider New Zealand. It's an equally good option, if not better. New Zealand is a great country. It has a lot of political stability. There's not as much migration into New Zealand as there is in Canada right now. So perhaps you'd have more opportunities of getting good jobs for yourself. So definitely do consider New Zealand as an option as well, and then feel free to connect with us. Muhammad Adnan Khan, thank you for your question, but if you could please leave your number as well so that we can get in touch with you and respond to your query. Okay, Vinay Prakash has left his number. I'm from India. Okay, thanks, Vinay Prakash, but I can't seem to see your question on the chat. So if you could just paste your question below, and then we could respond to that. Or if you just want to get in touch with us, then thanks for sharing your number, and we'll definitely contact you and see what exactly how you want to proceed with us. All right, I have a message from Vikram Kishore. I'm interested for New Zealand. Thanks, Bikram Kishore, for showing your interest in New Zealand. It is definitely a great option. So we would also love to encourage you to go for that. But if you could just share your number, and then we can get in touch with you, and we can assist you and guide you on what is the best way to proceed, and get you into the country basically. All right. Gokul Prakash has shared his number. Thanks, Gokul, for sharing your number. I'm not sure if you left a question here. I don't think you did, but yeah, thanks for sharing your number, and we will get in touch with you. and see what your queries are, and help you kind of work with us. All right. Um, All right, from Muhammad Tufel, what about immigration for agriculture? Graduated from University of Melbourne. Muhammad, thanks for that. I would like for you to share your number, but yes, the agricultural industry is one of the primary industries in New Zealand that generates a lot of revenue as well. So the demand for professionals in that sector is also ample. However, I would, I can't be too certain about whether you'd be able to directly get a job in New Zealand in the same field. But what you could do is share your number with us, and we could get in touch with you and tell you perhaps about the different agri management courses or some other courses that would be suitable for you. And that would be a great way for you to enter the country and eventually migrate there. If you could just please share your number so that we could provide you with further information around it. Okay, Bikram Kishore has also shared his number. Thank you for sharing your number, Bikram. And just okay, you said you're interested for New Zealand. Thanks for sharing your number. We'll definitely get in touch with you and help you out on how to proceed. Godwin has said hi. Hi, Godwin. Alex Stanley has left his number. I'm interested to migrate to New Zealand. How should I start processing? Alex, thank you for sharing your number. One of our team members will get in touch with you shortly, and we look at the best possible options for you. We do, as a company, recommend the study plus settle pathway mostly, because that seems to be the easiest way to kind of migrate, most prudent way as well to migrate into the country. It does help you to get familiar with the job market as well in New Zealand, while you are completing the course, and at the same time you end up with a internationally recognized qualification that would also be more preferable to the employers in New Zealand. So we will definitely get in touch with you and explain to you in detail how to kind of proceed with this. All right. Vinay Prakash has written, thanks, I'll wait for your positive response. Thanks for that, Vinay. Mohammed Tufail has left his number. Okay, thank you for that, Mohammed. Let me see if my team has said anything. Once again, I've got some more information for you, Mohammed, from my team member, saying that New Zealand, like I said, is predominantly an agricultural-based country, unlike Australia. So pick up, we could help you out with the postgraduate course, and you should be able to get into the job market very easily. All right, so no more questions that I can see for now. Yeah, so maybe I could just, talk about some of the frequently asked questions that we do get when, we are working as counselors. One of the questions which I've encountered, or one of the concerns that I've encountered most often, is that people come to us and say that, am I too old to study? And these are people who are around 30, 35 years old. So the answer to that is very simple, that there is no age barrier to formal education. So you should be, you're more than welcome to pick up a course and study in New Zealand. The country welcomes you. Immigration New Zealand welcomes you. Recently, we did send one of our clients was actually 50. We sent him to New Zealand to pursue a course in management. So age should never really be age should never really stop you from pursuing your studies or your dreams. And yeah, it's New Zealand is basically a great option to study in. Irrespective of the age, a lot of our clients are actually people who are in that age bracket of over 30, who have children, who are married. So yeah, that should definitely not prevent you from pursuing your studies in New Zealand. Okay. All right, there seems to be another question from Vinay, which says, I'm interested in sports authority jobs, so please let me know. Um, yeah, all right. So Vinay, thanks for your question. Basically, finding a job, directly would be difficult without the right visa, without a New Zealand qualification. So we do recommend that you pick up a course in sports management, which will kind of, be a good pathway for you to eventually find a job in that field. So given that you shared your number now, one of our counselors will get in touch with you and provide you with more detailed information around that. Alex Stanley has said, basically, I am from India working at Seychelles. Any priority for me? Uh, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. I don't know. Could you just elaborate on your question a little more? Because at least from immigration, New Zealand's, when you lodge if you're thinking of studying in New Zealand and you lodge a student visa application, no, there's no priority given per se, depending on the work, your work experience in a different country. So that's not really the case, but I'm not too sure what you're really asking about. So if you could just elaborate on that. All right. Other than that, just a little facts here and there. New Zealand, a lot of people ask whether, New Zealand qualifications are recognized. So yes, they are internationally recognized qualifications, and you do have a New Zealand qualification authority, which, has a lot of stringent checks and balances in place to ensure that quality education is provided by each of the institutes, be it universities or ITPs. It also categorizes them on depending on numerous factors in the quality of education that they provide. So you do have category 1, 2, etc. institutes. So yes, it's an internationally recognized qualification. So irrespective of where you decide to pursue your studies later, or if you decide to find a job later, your qualification will benefit you. Any more questions? Okay, Ankit has written, hi ma'am, can you advise who all can sponsor student spouse visa? Ankit, can you please leave your contact details as well so that we can answer your question? Um, Puneeth, I have a work experience in sales and marketing for 5 years and want to pursue cookery in New Zealand. And I do have a study gap of 7 years. Can I still pursue cookery level 7 in New Zealand? Puneeth, I would also request you to share your number with us. However, just to give you a general understanding of this, okay, so you do have sales and marketing experience and you want to pursue cookery. All right. So, if you have such a substantial gap of 7 year, say of 7 years, when it comes to lodging an application with Immigration New Zealand, you will have to provide a good enough explanation for what you were doing in those 7 years, and perhaps some supporting documentary evidence as well. So don't let that gap really discourage you from pursuing this course in New Zealand. We are pretty well versed with immigration instruction, so I'm sure if you share your number with us and we get in touch with you, we can guide you on what is the best way to what is the best way to kind of present your file in a way that won't have an adverse outcome on your application. Also, yes, it's once again, it's fine to change your course. However, what's important is how you explain that change, and how you explain how your interest basically developed in cookery. So once again, that's where the agency also comes into play, the agency that you're working with, because you need good professionals who are able to guide you on what is the best way to kind of present such a case, because yes, it will be a little bit tricky. All right, thanks Puneet for sharing your number. Ankit, I have got information from one of my colleagues that she had spoken to you in December and sent you an email as well. And you were going for the March intake. So she's waiting for you to reply to the email and let us know if you're interested in taking our services. So she will be able to answer this question for you as well. So I would recommend that you just get in touch with her right away. And yeah, and then basically we'll be able to resolve your queries. I'd request you all to kind of be responsive to our counselors as well, because at the end of the day, we are helping you to, you out with, to achieve your dreams. So it would be great if you could be responsive as well, and and that ways we can kind of proceed further with your application. Naheed, okay, Ankit Ankit has left his contact. We will contact you again, Ankit. All right, you have noted my message as well. So we will contact you again, and just confirm to us whether you'd like to avail our services, and we will provide you with all the detailed information around the sponsors and the funds, etc. Okay, and all right. So we have a message from Naheed Fatima saying, hello. Every time when I applied for Montessori job, they told me for work permit. I don't have it. So what is the process? Yes, exactly, Naheed. So first, I'd like you to share your number with us. But what I'm assuming from your question is that when you try to apply for a job in New Zealand, they wanted you to have a work permit. So that's also something that we were, emphasizing on, that employers in New Zealand, while offering jobs, will give preference to those who are already holding a valid work visa and who have the rights to work in New Zealand. So, and the fact of the matter is that it's not easy to obtain a work visa. In order to obtain a work visa, you need an offer of employment. So, you seem to be in a bit of a tricky situation, which is why we suggest a study plus settle pathway, because that's a great pathway for you to enter New Zealand and ultimately find a job. Um, so, do share your number with us so that we can provide you with further information around this and help you out. Hi, Praveen. Praveen has written, I'm interested with you people, and I have done MBA and I've experience in digital marketing. Thanks, Praveen, for being interested to work with us. Could you please share your number as well so that we could get in touch with you? You seem to have a really good profile, so I'm sure our team of counselors can suggest some good courses for you, and that would help you to get into New Zealand. Naheed has responded. Okay, thanks, Naheed. Could you please share your number as well? All right, so we have a question from Ashok Yadav saying Nepali can apply to New Zealand. Hi Ashok, yes, of course. There's nothing that prevents people from Nepal for applying for a New Zealand visa, and we also do assist people who are from Nepal to go to New Zealand. So we have had Nepali clients in the past as well. So I would encourage you to share your number with us so that we can guide you on the process as well. All right, there do not seem to be any more questions. All right. So another question that we're frequently asked about is if one can work while studying in New Zealand. So the answer to that is yes. That people who are on student visas are allowed to work part time. So that's 20 hours per week. During an ongoing session and full time during vacations, and people who are studying their doctorate or research masters, they can work full time. So that's basically a great opportunity for people who've taken an education loan from India to kind of it would help them pay off their loans as well. So a lot of our clients do take up part-time work while they're studying in New Zealand, and yeah, that's a good option. Okay. Ashok has left his number. Um, all right, and he said that I'm using WhatsApp, so you can call me here. All right, team, do please take note of that. Thanks, Ashok, for sharing a number. We will get in touch with you. Praveen has stated, thank you. I'll wait for your call. Thanks, Praveen. I hope you've shared your number. Praveen, if you could just share your number in case you haven't, because I don't seem to see it here. Ashok has said I have BBA completed here. All right. Thanks, Ashok. We've noted that. And, perhaps we could offer you some postgraduate courses. Guru Raj has said, hi, Navya. Hi, Guru Raj. If you could, paste your query here below or your number and we can get in touch with you and, answer your queries. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick water break. Um, okay, I can flip to YouTube. All right, so we do have a question on YouTube saying, what's the scope of sports physiotherapy in New Zealand? After completing my course, can I join as a sports physiotherapist? Hi, amigo. All right, amigo. Any possibility of getting fellowship or work under any sports physio? Just a second. And Amigo has shared his contact number. All right, Amigo, thank you for sharing your contact number. Yes, there are ample opportunities in for courses related to sports physiotherapy. What we can do is we can have one of our team members contact you on your number and provide you with more detailed information around the different courses that would be suitable for you. Jigar Patel has said that he's a civil engineer. He's left his number and would like some options for courses. Thanks, Jigar, for leaving us with your details. We will contact you and we'll provide you with a lot of options. It's great that you have a background in civil engineering because you could then look at options in the field of construction, which does fall under the long-term skill shortage list. So you will have ample number of employment opportunities also available to you post completion of the course. So yeah, we'll definitely get in touch with you and go through your profile and see what course fits you best. Amigo, I do have information from my team that you could perhaps consider a course in rehabilitation and wellness. So yes, now that you've shared your number, we will contact you and guide you further around that. All right. Okay, so we have a message from Shashir. Hi, my name is Shashir. I'm a male nurse in government hospital. My wife is also a registered staff nurse in government hospital. We both have more than 10 years of experience in this field. We both are 36-year-olds. So my question is New Zealand giving a PR visa to this kind of profile? Hi, Shashir. Thanks for asking a question. I would also, request you to please leave your number below so that we can get in touch with you. Or if you would like your profile assessed for a residence visa, then you could send across your CV as well as your wife's to info@ajvglobal.com. We will have the CVs assessed and we'll do a points calculation for you and get back to you on whether you do meet the points requirement or not. So, in fact, this was one of my team member did ask me to let all of you know, whoever is planning to send their CV to us for a points assessment, to please send your spouse's CV along with yours as well, because quite often we do, one might be eligible to claim points for their partner as well. So yeah, would request you to send your CV as well as your spouse's. Prakash has written, hello, I'm diploma mechanical engineer. Could you suggest me? Hi, Prakash. Okay, I guess you want suggestions for courses in mechanical engineering, which is great because engineering, most of the occupations for engineering do fall under the long-term skill shortage list. IT professionals are extremely sought after as well. So if you could leave your number below and we'll connect with you and provide you with course options. Thirubala has written, where are you from originally? Hi, Thiru. I'm not sure if you're talking about me. I am residing in Delhi presently. Most of our, basically all of our colleagues, they work from home. So we are located in different states across India. And we do have a team in New Zealand as well. You've asked if we do visit visa. Yes, Thiru, we do, provide help with visitor visa as well. We would, however, like your contact details so that we can connect with you and kind of understand what your purpose of traveling to New Zealand is and then assist you accordingly. All right, so we have another question. Ma'am, do you have representatives in UAE? Nizar, thanks for asking that query. I would also request you to leave your number. We do have a visa officer who is currently based in Oman. However, the wherever you're located, it should not be such a problem because we will get in touch with you, irrespective of where you're located. As per your timings and as per your convenience, and we can help you out with the process. So please do leave your number and then we'll get in touch with you. Okay, Varun Garg has written, "Hi, how are you? Just want to know, is there any option to directly migrate to New Zealand?" Hi, Varun, thanks for your query. Direct, I'm guessing you're asking about direct residency. That is not the easiest option because in order to get direct residency, you'll either need to have a skilled offer of employment in New Zealand, or you would need to complete a 2 years course which leads to a master's or a doctorate. So it's because it's so difficult to get a job offer from New Zealand while you're not present in the country. Therefore, this option kind of gets ruled out, which is why you have different, other pathways to help you migrate to New Zealand. So the student pathway is one such pathway which works wonders for most of our clients, and it kind of, leads you into the direction of residency and ultimately citizenship, of course. So if you could just leave your number and we will get in touch with you and help you figure out how to proceed. Tirubala, could you please leave your number? You've written another message. My family is in Sri Lanka and we're looking for visitor visa application with lawyer. So, Thiru, you'd be happy to know that we do have a team of licensed immigration advisors who'd be more than happy to help you out, you and your family as well. So, if you could leave your number, we'll definitely get in touch with you and assist you. Let me see if there are any other questions. Okay, I guess that pretty much comes to the end of the questions. So just to wrap things up, once again, for all our clients who have lodged their application for the Jan, February, March intake, please do stay in touch with your visa officers. There's no need to panic. If your intake is approaching, just stay in touch with us. We will write to Immigration New Zealand. We are very well connected with them. So I'm sure they'll take our request into consideration and expedite the processing on your applications. And for those of you who are keen to go for the July, August, September intake or the April, May, June intake, then please do get in touch with us. And Rahman Ashik, is there a scope for HSC officer? Rahman, could you please leave your number so that we can answer your query? Tirubala said, thanks for your answer. I'll send my number. Also, can you please answer, if you do visit visa, how much will it cost for each? Tiru, we can have these conversations over the phone if you leave us your number. You can always, if you don't want to share it on this page, then you can always inbox it to us as well. So share your number and we'll take you through, all of these details, on another forum. All right. I guess that's it for today. Thank you everyone for attending my live session, and I will be seeing you again next week. All right. Bye-bye.